Hi there, it's Tracy here from the Papercraft studio. Thank you for joining me today. I've got a different video for you today. Quite often I get asked how or who does my nails or how I do them, and I learnt to do them in lockdown because I started doing videos and I just thought I can't get out and have my nails done. So naked nails at the moment, I'm not very confident with that, but I just thought, as so many people ask, and my partner said, why don't you do a video? And I was like, actually, I could. So I'm not going to show you all the prep that I've done, but I've used, tools like these for cuticles and filing and buffing. So that's all done. I've done all that. And by the way, I'm not claiming to be an expert on this either. So there'll be some nail technicians going, what? What's she doing that? So this is the colour I always use. It's called, it's a CND shellac, and it's called Dark Dahlia. The only time I go off piece from that is this little light blue here, which is called, I don't even know, Creekside. And I used that when I went on a leaders backstage trip to Vegas, and I just thought this was too dark for Vegas. I wanted something a bit more, hot, deserty. So I use this. I use a base coat and a top coat. I've got my lamp here. What is it? It's an LED, I think. Yeah, it's not a what's the other type? I don't even know. I'm really not an expert. But this is the magic. This is sorry, it's a bit shiny. This was like gold dust to find because I think they discontinued this particular one. So it's C&D additives, and it's it says pigment effect violet pearl. That's what makes my nails the little ombre color. So I'm not going to show you me painting, base coat. I do 4 coats of these. I use this to keep my skin back when I'm painting, a little hair clip. Tricks of the trade. But I'll go through, I'll do my base coat, then I pop it in my little lamp. I do 1 coat lamp, 2 coats lamp, so on until I've done my 4th coat. And then I'm going to come back to you and I'm going to show you what I do with this to get the ombre. Okay, I will be back soon. What I should say, actually, before I start, I use this nail prep and polish wipe. So just takes off any little dust. I've had this for, gosh, such a long time. I bought most of this stuff. When did lockdown start? 2020, was it? 2019, 2020. So I just wet that, and you just go over your nails, take any dust off, or little, when you're filing them, any bits like that. My nails aren't in, the best shape. They're not all the same size. So, this really isn't a professional job. It's more to show you this little ombre bit. But yeah, so a lot of these things have lasted a long time. I buy this more often. This, I just used a teeny tiny bit. But all the lamp and the other equipment all came in a bundle. I think it was £99 at the time. But it saved me a fortune over the years. So there we go. That's that bit. I will be back when I finish painting. Okay, so here's a little update. This hand here now has 2 layers. This one still has 1, so you can see the difference here. These nails are much more sketchy. So I'll show you the difference in between the layers, but I'm just trying to get some thin ones on there. Okay, 3 coats, 2 coats. So I could potentially leave it at 3, and because it is almost as dark as it gets. But when I do the ombre bit, I notice if I've lost count and only done 3. So I'm going to keep going and do 4. Okay, last comparison, 4 coats, 3 coats. So yeah, there probably really isn't a lot in it, but like I say, I like to do 4. So I'm just going to finish this one off and then I'll show you the magic. Okay, both have 4 coats. Now, I have to say, this takes me an hour, this whole painting process. The prep probably takes me 1 to 2 hours. I tend to do that one day and then do this another day. And I appreciate you get it a lot done a lot quicker in a salon, but bear in mind they're working on one hand, that goes in the lamp, and then they're working on the other hand. So, but I don't love doing this. It is a bit of a labour of love, but I like it when it's done. So I have a very thin paintbrush here. I only use it for this, and you can see I've decanted some of my powder. I just lift it up in here into here because this is precious cargo for me, and I don't want to tip this pot over by working too close to it, because this is how much I've used since, I don't want to turn it, 2020 not a lot. And I believe you can't get this particular colour anymore, so it would be very stressful on me if I knocked that over. So, oops, knocked my stand. So what I'm going to do, I'm just picking up a little bit on here. And it's really important, you haven't put any top coat on yet. I've done that before and it's really annoying because it ruins it. So I'm just putting this on like this and kind of spreading it up a little bit. Now I might have to give a little blow. So you see, this is kind of what we're going for, and this is how you get the ombre effect, but it still doesn't look good until you put the top coat on. So I kind of go up to there. Sometimes I do little bits that are a bit kind of longer, look a little bit like fireworks. You know, my nails are all different lengths. They're not perfectly painted. They're not going to look, you know, salon. Just getting a bit more of that one. They're not going to look salon perfect, but to me, it's kind of like a little bit of my trademark with my nails. I've presented on stage for Stampin' Up a few times, so I will always have, these nails. Pretty much all of my videos will have these nails, you know, and you know, when I go out, it's just how I look. And like I say, at least probably once a week in a cafe, in a supermarket, in a garage, petrol station, you know, someone will say to me, oh my God, I love your nails. I keep blowing them, sorry. That's probably sounding lovely on camera. Or they'll say, oh, I love your nails, where'd you get them done? And that's why, you know, I thought I would just hop on here. I don't like to put too much on, but sometimes I like to drag it up a little bit more. Okay, so it doesn't look the best yet. Also what I do in my top coat, because they do it in salons, so I'm just copying. I can do it without that. God, this is well used. I'm just going to first of all get most of it off the brush and just go along these little top bits to kind of seal it so it doesn't chip off the top. You see that one? I've got it everywhere. And again, I'm not very good at this bit, but I do that first, and then this is where the magic happens. So top coat here, see the other one? So, and this just goes all over that and it blends it in, and you get this really lovely ombre effect. You know, again, in a nail shop, they're not going to do this 10 times like I'm painting it, but can you, oh, actually I'll do these and then you'll see the difference next to each other. Just pull it up a bit because, you know, normally I'm not doing this for anyone else other than myself. Just want to make sure that's all covered. So you see the difference between those two there. One just does still look powdery and the others are all blended in. So I'm going to finish these ones off and then I'm going to show you the result at the end. But basically this is all I'm doing now, just putting the top coat on, and then there's just one more step at the end just to seal it all. But after I've done these, I'm just going to put them again under the lamp just to cure the top coat. And then, oh, I need to kind of twist my hand. I'm not very good at getting these side bits. I don't want them to chip. So I do this every 2 weeks, pretty much. And I dread having to do it. Oh, I didn't do the middle. Did I do that one? No, I didn't do the middle one. You see how different that looks? Hold on, I've moved it away. Well, that was weird. That would be really annoying. The other annoying thing is when I've put the top coat on before the powder, I've forgotten to put the powder on and it just ruins it. I have to pretty much start again, which is really annoying. So that's why I'm not concentrating. So I'm going to put this in the lamp now and I'll show you the results when I've done. This is the difference so far. There we go. Sorry, now they've been under the lamp. I'm just going to show you one more time because how super shiny these. And these, you know, they look great still. It's a nice colour, but look how different it looks now with the powder on. So the last thing they seem to do in the salon always is just give this top bit a little going over with the emery board, I guess. Is it in case like this one I've got a bit of varnish stuck? I don't know. Anyway, to me it just seems like you're going to break the seal, but apparently this is what they do. I don't know why this one's bothering me a bit. So then we're back to our nail prep stuff here. There I don't want to tip it too far. We go back over. And do you know what? The thought of doing this, I'm always like, oh, but once they're done, I'm like, yay, they're done for another 2 weeks. So you just go over, rub this over the nails, of course, because where else? Just makes them nice and shiny, less sticky. And there we have it. So that's how you get the ombre effect on my nails. I hope that's helpful for some of you. Take care, see you soon. Bye.